metric system. The metric system is actually part of the Système International, which is French, or SI, okay? And it's a system of measuring which is not the same as what's used in the States. So the imperial system, or what's used in the United States, you'd see inches, you'd see feet, you'd see pounds, you'd see miles, you'd see yards. But these are not part of the metric system. Okay, so when we're talking about the metric system, we're going to use length in order to create the framework for the other things that we're also going to be able to measure. We have kilometers, hectometers, we're going to put DA there for decameters, then meters, decimeters, centimeters, and millimeters. So in the case of length, you would have all of these prefixes with the M. So you, for example, have kilometers, hectometers, decameters, decimeters, centimeters, and millimeters. For volume, you'd have the exact same prefixes, but instead it would be liters, and I use the cursive L so that it's more clear. So K, H, D, A, D, C, and M. But in this case, you have all of those that are the same, but they're going to now go with liters. So in this case, now you'd have L. Kiloliters, hectoliters, decaliters, liters, deciliters, centiliters, and milliliters. The same thing would then go for weight. For weight, the middle unit is grams, and you have your K, your H, your DA, your D, your C, and your M. So we have kilograms, hectograms, decagrams, grams, decigrams, centigrams, and milligrams. So, before we continue, what could help us remember the order? Because obviously we know millimeters is small, kilometers is large. But how do we keep track of the order in which they come? For that, we can use a mnemonic. So a mnemonic is a device that you use in order to help you remember, in this case with a pattern of letters. So if we know that we have K, H, D, A, and we're going to use meters for this just because it's the one that's most used and it helps. D, C, M. And we've used these same letters for all of the metric measurement. Then the mnemonic to help us remember the order is King Henry died, and so you have the DA there represented. Mother didn't care much. And so this little sentence can help you remember the order from the largest unit to the smallest. What is so useful about the metric system is that it's a base 10 system, which means between each unit, there's 10. Each of the smaller units have 1/10 of the large unit next to it, and each of the large units is made up of 10 of the smaller unit next to it. So each hop is a hop of 10. But how do we know whether to multiply or divide in order to convert one unit to another? So there's a little rhyme to help you. Small to big, divide the pig. Big to small, multiply all. So let's highlight those in different colors so that we can follow along. So here are some conversions to memorize because they're the ones that we use the most. Okay, so 1 centimeter equals how many millimeters? We are at the centimeter, which is a big unit. We are going to a smaller unit, big to small, multiply all. So you're multiplying by 10, so we have 10 millimeters. If you have 1 meter and you're going to centimeters, okay, you're going from a meter, which is big, to a smaller unit, and you are going 1, 2 hops. So your number then is going to be times 10 times 10, so times 100, for a total of 100 centimeters. 1 meter is how many millimeters? Well, here you're doing all 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000, and therefore you have 1,000 millimeters in a meter. And finally, 1 kilometer equals how many meters? 1 kilometer. 1, 2, 3 hops. So 10, 100, 1,000. So you have 1,000 meters in a kilometer. If you wanted to also think about how many millimeters in a kilometer, and you could, you'd have to do all the jumps. So that would be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 for a total of 1 million millimeters in a kilometer.